Spring football is here. Spring practices well underway across the state of Arizona this week. Some started last week, the rest beginning this week. Welcome on in to Bleacher Talk. I'm Jordan Spurgeon alongside Claudia Collins. Later in the show, I'll be checking out the reigning Open Division champion Liberty Football Lions as they start spring ball. Got to replace a quarterback, Navi Bruzan, now a walk-on over at ASU. He actually balled out at their spring game over the weekend, but there's a lot to talk about today beyond just spring games, Claudia.
Absolutely. And we're going to kick it off with kind of the most exciting news in probably both of our opinions. The NFL draft was just this past weekend. And because it's Arizona and we have so much talent and we've had so much talent for so long, once again, we saw a bunch of our Arizona high school guys get drafted. Obviously, they've gone in other directions and have played college football, not in Arizona for many of them, but they still have that AZ tie. And we're bringing in Jordan Ham, who's our college football expert, to talk about it. But what makes it so cool is he actually covered these guys when they were in high school, when he was our high school expert at Sports 360 AZ. So we're going to have him on. And then we're going to talk about an HBCU camp coming up in May. So lots to get to in today's show.
Now we bring in Jordan Ham, who covered a lot of these guys in high school and in college. You are killing it on our college platform. You killed it in the past all over the high school platform. And with the NFL draft that just happened, it is a cool time. I know I've experienced this only a little bit. I started in San Diego. A couple guys now, like a Chris Olave, I got to cover in high school. And to see them get to the NFL, it's a really cool feeling. I know you've had other guys throughout the years and your time here that have made it, but how is it, watching the crazy weekend unfold for you from your perspective?
Yeah, it's so cool because so many of these guys were just like teenagers figuring it out when I first met them. A lot of them like couldn't even drive when I first came across them, and now they're seeing their dreams like fulfilled. And a lot of times it's with so many of these guys, when you look at the evaluations, and it's like if they're able to do X, they may have a good career. And for a lot of them, it's like they took that and then supercharged it and were able to go again, just achieve their dreams. And I'm rocking my Bijan shirt from last year's draft because it's been pretty cool. Past couple of years, we've had first round picks from Arizona.
Well, I want to dive right into that right now because if we look at the 49ers, for example, I mean, I feel like a lot of Arizona is going to turn into 49ers fans. Brock Purdy and now Ricky Pearsall, who was at Corona del Sol. I'm assuming you got to cover him in his time at Corona del Sol. So kind of tell me a little bit about that trajectory and seeing him go 31st overall.
Yeah, it's wild with the Niners. It's like Arizona Northwest now because you have Brock, you have Isaiah Oliver, who I covered at Brophy, Demetrius Flanagan Fowles, who was down in Tucson. I know I'm missing some guys, but now they added it with not only Ricky Pearsall, but Jacob Cowing too, as two wide receivers. And with Ricky, it was one of those where like he was a really, really good high school receiver, and one of those guys that on more than one occasion would have 10 catches for 180 yards for Corona, which wasn't necessarily the recruiting hotspot. And when he committed to Arizona State, it was one of those where it was like, oh, that's a nice opportunity for him. A good job by ASU to highlight maybe an under the radar local guy. If you would have told me, at that time that he'd be in the NFL and be a day one pick, I would have told you you're crazy. And I think the most telling thing was if you guys saw CJ Stroud's reaction when Ricky Pearsall got drafted, CJ was pissed because that meant the Texans couldn't draft him. And he really wanted him to go be that guy. And he's a guy that stylistically, I never want to put like labels on or comparisons on guys, but stylistically, he reminds me a lot of like Anquan Bolden, like will go in the middle of three linebackers and somehow come away with the football.
You never would have imagined that Ricky would become a day one draft pick. And there are guys like a Spencer Rattler that at one point everyone imagined he would be that guy. So a lot of times in high school, we can see these kids and say that, like you said earlier, if they check this box here, they continue to do this, that's an NFL player. But not every one of these guys were guys in high school, right? That you were like, yeah, I expect that guy to make the NFL. Ricky's a great example. I'm sure there's some other guys here too that you never would have imagined. Not a knock on them. It's not a slight, but
No.
they did the right things in college beyond high school.
Right. It's more a testament to them because
Yeah.
they were able to maximize everything they got coming out of high school. And there are times that you see guys that are highly recruited and it never really clicks for them. Jordan Morgan's another great example of that, where kind of felt like, okay, cool. He's going to the hometown school, an athletic tackle, really good feet. But he's got to grow into his body a little bit. Guess what? He grew into his body. He now has to overcome an ACL injury. Guess what? He did that and then some, and came back maybe even stronger, and made a really good decision in my mind, because he could have gone to the draft last year and probably been a 4th-round pick, 5th-round pick with that ACL injury. He decided to come back, and then he became a 1st-round pick because he delivered on what he wanted to do.
Spurge brought up Spencer Rattler. I kind of want to get into him because he is someone that there was a time, even as the draft was happening, kind of thought he was going to come a little bit earlier in the draft, went to the Saints in the 5th round. Thoughts overall seeing him from high school into college and now in the NFL draft? Did you also expect him to maybe go a little sooner?
I think it's a great landing spot for him in New Orleans. You have Derek Carr, and I think he can come in and, compete for one of those backup roles. And look, I feel like he was one of those guys that came out of Arizona that was under the biggest microscope, perhaps of any player I've covered. And that can be, you can point to the Netflix documentary. You can point to, just a lot of things that happened in his high school career, whether it was intentional or unintentional. He had these super high expectations coming out and being at Oklahoma. And if he wasn't going to be a Heisman Trophy winner, in a lot of people's eyes, that meant he didn't reach his full potential.
And that's honestly the perfect segue into the last thing I wanted to touch. And that's another guy who just fell big time. And that's Brendan Rice. He was a phenomenal wide receiver out here. I know you got to cover him. He had a really good college career at Colorado and then USC. But he may, kind of like Brock Purdy, how he kind of landed in the perfect situation with the right people around him. Going to the Chargers, it's a new team with Harbaugh. You get a quarterback and Justin Herbert. I really like that for him because I've already seen some breakdowns where, yeah, he ended up in the 7th round for whatever reasons. Because like you said, we don't know how these teams evaluate players. We might evaluate them a lot different, but that's a guy that seems like he's going to do just fine.
He's going to a spot with an elite quarterback and in a thin position room. So he can come in and really, I think he has a great opportunity. And he was one that I saw transform his game at Hamilton. He was always like, you knew the name, you saw the size early on in his career. As a sophomore, he was this big bodied receiver. Between his junior and senior year, he really embraced track. And that's when his recruitment blew up. And, he credits Mike Zadebski for really pushing him to go do that. And for any high school football people watching this, if you're not running track right now, go get your butt on the track because it can't hurt you.
I just got to say, I promise, because of Bleacher Talk Recruiting Roundup, we are not a pro track. Like, that's all we advertise on Bleacher Talk. Every single segment, every week, whether it's Roundup or Bleacher Talk, it's track. It always comes back to track. So I promise we're not being paid by like the AIA to
right. So track, yeah.
Hey, Jordy. Well, thank you so much for bringing your expertise onto Bleacher Talk. We really appreciate you joining us.
Absolutely. Happy to do it.
Stick around. Coming up, we've got Brittany Buckles coming on to talk about the HBCU camp coming to Arizona on May 18th. If you want more information, be sure to stick with us.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
Ortho Arizona and my journey. My knees were shot, so I had double knee replacement, and I wanted the best in rehab. Ortho Arizona encouraged and pushed me in the process. Go to orthoarizona.org. That's orthoarizona.org.
Bienvenidos.
Here in the heart of the American Southwest, you'll find 3 well-known restaurants all named Valle Luna, serving the finest Sonoran-style Mexican food known across the country and beyond. And we're open for business, so come on in. We've fired up the grill and iced down the refreshments and even added some specialties along the way.
Thanks for coming.
Hello. Greetings.
Welcome back.
No matter where you're from or how you say it, at Valle Luna, you're always welcome, and we're glad to have you back.
We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
1, 2, 3. Listen.
Custom ordering is at Santan Ford. Colors, wheels, trims, performance packages, and more from the factory right to your driveway. And you can even track your custom Ford every step of the way.
We are Santan Ford.
Discover more Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino.
Hi, folks. Here are your drinks.
Where having fun means racking up reward credits with the Caesars Rewards loyalty program. They can be redeemed for food, free play, hotel stays, and more. Not only here in the city of Maricopa, but also at more than 50 Caesars properties coast to coast. From Harrah's Las Vegas to Caesars Palace in Atlantic City. What are you waiting for? Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino, the official sponsor of Play.
Unlock your home's equity with a home equity line of credit from Desert Financial Credit Union and use the cash for whatever you need. Get started now. Rates are still low and home values are high. Visit desertfinancial.com/HELOC and unlock your home's equity today.
What's up? Welcome back to Bleacher Talk. Claudia Collins and Jordan Spurgeon here. And right now, we're really excited to talk about this HBCU football camp that's coming to Arizona on May 18th. A really cool opportunity for everybody across the state. And we talked to Brittany Buckles, who's helping put on the event with Ortho Arizona. Brittany Buckles, it's great to have you on today to talk about this camp that's coming up on May 18th. It's an HBCU football camp, which is the first that we've seen in Arizona. I know it's class of 2025 only, but what kind of built this idea from the ground up, and how is it for you to see this come to life?
Yeah, well, thank you, Jordan and Claudia, for having us on here today and for getting an opportunity to share this with you guys and talk about it. It's just really exciting for us. So probably about a year or so ago, God just really put it on my heart that, you've been at Howard University, you met your husband there, you played volleyball there, your husband played baseball there. I have such great friendships and a love for Howard University. My sister went there. And so just a wonderful experience that I say is an ongoing lifelong experience that I've had at Howard University. And my children play football. They've been playing football forever out here in the community, and we've built such wonderful relationships throughout the football community that it was just a great opportunity to bring together both of those things and bring opportunities for the kids out here to learn about HBCUs, for the HBCUs to come out here and know that, hey, there's so much talent out here in Arizona, and these kids just need to know that the schools are there, the opportunities are available, and to bring in the chance for the coaches to meet each other and to develop that kind of relationship.
And with that too, so it's a great chance for these coaches to meet, different coaches at these HBCU programs. Great chance for these players to get other opportunities. What's it been like getting these high school coaches out here together to put this on? Eddie Zuby over there at Higley, you got others as well. I mean, what's it been like kind of working with them on this?
Steve Vaught over at ACP being another, Jeremy Beeman and Bobby's group over there at Castile, and even Steve Campbell, who's helped, kind of taught me through some of this stuff too. So they've had great ideas. They're helping to develop the camp. They've brought new relationships in, like James McKinley from the Papago Pumas. Jeremy brought that relationship in. And so James McKinley and his group are going to actually run the camp and do all the drills.
Who can participate? And what can people expect at the camps?
Yeah, no, great question, Claudia. And I really want to make sure that everybody really understands that this camp is for everyone. It is a HBCU camp, and the schools are Black colleges. However, the Black colleges there, if you take a look at their rosters, there's just all races, nationalities, it doesn't matter. So this is open to everyone, and we hope to see all the kids participate in the 2025 class that are interested. And we have long snappers, and we have a long snapper coach coming. We have kickers and punters, big man challenges. So something for everyone. They're going to have some fun, fastest man of the camp kind of thing. And it's really going to be run similar to kind of like a college practice, right? So you're going to have a lot of one-on-ones, 7-on-7. You're going to have indies and that kind of thing. You're going to get a camp t-shirt. We are having a networking event for the high school coaches and the college coaches right after the camp. So that goes from 8 to 10. And then right after, we're going to have just a light breakfast for them to actually spend some time and start building relationships and start that whole pipeline going.
So it sounds like it really is for everybody, even if there are coaches that don't have any athletes being involved. Is that something that they could also come out and just make those connections for future events like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would love to have as many coaches come out because we want to make it really valuable for the college coaches too, right? So the more that they meet and see our athletes, but they also build relationships with our high school coaches, will make it so much more beneficial for them as well. And I just encourage any kid. My son is at Williamsfield. He has a couple of teammates who are injured, and I was like, it doesn't matter, come out anyway. And meet some of these coaches and shake hands and get Twitter accounts and do all that too. So I encourage you, even if you are injured and you can't participate and you want to just come shake a coach's hand and meet someone, I'd encourage it and love to have you out. So yeah, everyone, even if you can't participate and even if you don't have a student athlete there, coaches, we'd love to see you out there.
Well, then I'll finish with the obvious question. If someone wants to join, how can they sign up?
Yes, well, so you can just go to hbcucamp.com and it's $50. So just go on there and register. And we're just excited to have everyone out, and we will have some media. And Shannon Liebrock will be there. She's amazing, as you guys all know, with the photography. So we're so lucky to have her. And if you don't mind, is it okay if I just say thank you to a couple people who are just participating? Thank you.
Absolutely.
So good. Thank you. So I just wanted to say thank you to Ortho Arizona for being our primary sponsor and the greatest orthopedic surgery group in the world, I think. So we appreciate them. And as I said, Steve Vaught and Eddie Zuby and Jeremy Beeman and James McKinley. But we also have Rodney Cox from Game Time Recruiting, who's been such a great resource. Of course, Brad Sessman, who is always is wonderful. And then a little bias there, huh? And then my good friend JJ, who did our website, and she's just an awesome person. And Larry Graham from APE will be there participating, kind of doing all the warm-ups and the cool downs and some of the fun drills. And then some good friends of ours, John and Nikki DeCosamaker, their program is donating and the breakfast for the mixer from Little John's. And so it's just been a whole lot of people really coming together, wanting to do something for the love of the kids, and just to support and provide an opportunity for hopefully scholarships and college opportunities to continue to play football. So it's been cool.
Brittany, on behalf of the Sports 360 AZ team, I want to say thank you for bringing this on, because it's a really awesome opportunity. And we're just so happy that we can have you on to chat about it. And we really hope to see lots and lots of kids from across the state sign up. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
One more thing to get to this week: spring football underway. The reigning Open Division champion Liberty Football Lions getting started. Lots of questions, lots of things to solve. They're starting now in spring ball. I'll have more with them after the break.
When you get a home loan from Desert Financial, you're not just getting a mortgage. You get a mortgage. You'll get more competitive rates, more local servicing of your loan. We even offer a closing guarantee on select loans. And because more is better, get up to $5,000 closing cost credit when you use a participating real estate broker. At Desert Financial, we don't just do mortgages, we do mortgages. Click, call, or come in for more information on our great rates, local servicing, and how you can qualify for a closing cost credit of up to $5,000.
With springtime savings going on now at Burge Volkswagen, it's time to get out and enjoy the Arizona weather in your favorite new Volkswagen. Save with 0% financing or $2,000 customer bonus on new Tiguans, 1.9% financing for 60 months, or a $3,000 customer bonus on Atlas and Atlas Cross Sport. Save with 3.9% for 72 months on Taos, or drive a 2024 Jetta starting at $22,995. Rush to Burge Volkswagen for springtime savings. Burge Volkswagen, Baseline and Country Club, or burgevw.com.
Let's talk about Venezia's Pizzeria. New York-style pizza. Oh, man, this looks so good. Pizza doughs made fresh daily, wings, subs, sandwiches, pasta. They cater, they deliver. They have 5 Valley locations. Venezia's New York-style Pizzeria.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
Unlock your home's equity with a home equity line of credit from Desert Financial Credit Union and use the cash for whatever you need. Get started now. Rates are still low and home values are high. Visit desertfinancial.com/HELOC and unlock your home's equity today.
We're right back here, Bleacher Talk on the way, and Spurs, right before the break, you said Liberty Lions. We have some questions. I have a question for you now. Did you get some answers?
I did get some answers. Lots to learn about this team, the reigning Open Division champs, looking to run it back. A lot of talent coming in, a lot of new players. Of course, it's high school football. You're going to get new players. So I caught up with them to see how they're preparing for the new season.
Obviously, you win a championship, a lot comes with it, and those are great things. There's some guys out tonight. Navi is out, and Wolfer, and some other guys. Great to see those guys. But yeah, last year is not over. You know, it's, again, this year's team, who are the leaders going to be, who are the playmakers going to be, and those things hopefully will show themselves over the next few months getting ready for the season.
Colin Thomas's Liberty Lions have won lots of games over the last 3 seasons. Navi Bruzan, as he mentioned, was the quarterback during that time, so now there will be some new faces battling for the position, including Hayden Fletcher and Jaden Pico.
You know, we'll run obviously a similar offense and try to fit, you know, whoever the starter is strength, right? You know, that's the thing. I think you got to make it around their abilities. So we'll keep trying to find that. You know, Navi, I had him for 3 years as a starter, so it was easy to kind of know what that is. These guys, we got to get reps and different plays and find out, you know, what fits them.
Both quarterbacks definitely look capable of leading the Liberty Lions offense in the 2024 fall season. We'll wait and see who gets the job. As for the rest of the squad, there's some new transfers in from different schools and lots of new faces being called up from the lower ranks. But right now, the goal for Coach Thomas in spring is to get them conditioned and to create depth that they can use throughout the year.
We got to create depth. We got to create flexibility. And just details. We got a lot of new guys, new spots. So, you know, things that maybe were second nature last year, we just got to keep going over and make sure our guys know. That'll figure itself out in time, but our guys are working really, really hard. I think they understand what the standard is and what we ask of them, the expectations. So really excited for them to keep working and have a chance to develop, you know, their own team, their own legacy. But yeah, I mean, a lot of guys, I mean, they get a chance to develop. You have some seniors, you know, Brody Johnson, Garrett Nettle at linebacker getting a chance, doing a great job. Brody Pilligard's doing a great job for us at receiver. Dom Lombardo, he gets a chance at running back to get reps. Ben Lieber, back out, played basketball this year, and he's doing a great job for us. In our line, we returned 4 starters up there that are really good players. So, a lot of great seniors. I'm excited to get a chance to lead from the front now.
For those of you that have been out to college football practices, whether at ASU or other programs, you know just how organized they are. It's no different at Liberty High School. This is why they have continued success. They continue to make it in the Open Division. They finally, like we already said, got their Open Division title last year, but the practice and the work they do now in the spring and throughout the summer is what lays the foundation for them to be able to continue to do so. College coaches in attendance were very impressed at the way Colin Thomas runs this practice.
The pace we're practicing at, they're just not used to, so that'll come in time. Listen, we want to compete, we want to be a connective team, and we want to keep that chip on our shoulder, and us seniors allow them to create their own legacy. Last year was a great deal, but last year is over, and it's their chance to leave their mark on this high school.
When the football season kicks off, Liberty's going to have their work cut out for them. They were nationally ranked by the end of last year, following an Open Division championship victory, and every team across the state of Arizona who plays against Liberty is going to want to be the one to take them down in 2024. For Sports 360 AZ right here on Bleacher Talk, I'm Jordan Spurgeon. We'll have more throughout spring practices throughout the rest of the month. That'll do it for this week's Bleacher Talk. We'll be making the rounds at different high schools over the next month. You'll see plenty of that content over the next 2 months. More than likely, we're going to continue chugging along right here on Bleacher Talk. For more content, head on over to our website at sports360az.com. For Jordan Spurgeon, Claudia Collins, we'll see you next week.
We got them at Santan Ford. From the latest all-electrics to the most rugged 4x4s and America's best-selling truck.
We are Santan Ford.
Visit us at Harrah's Auction Casino in the city of Maricopa, where you'll find play for all and friendly people ready to welcome you like family.
Welcome back, you two.
As the official sponsor of Play and the only casino in Arizona with Caesars Rewards, see what a difference it makes to play where your fun is our top priority. Harrah's Auction Casino. Play for all.
Bienvenidos.
Here in the heart of the American Southwest, you'll find 3 well-known restaurants all named Valle Luna, serving the finest Sonoran-style Mexican food known across the country and beyond. And we're open for business, so come on in. We've fired up the grill and iced down the refreshments and even added some specialties along the way.
Thanks for coming.
Hello. Greetings.
Welcome back.
No matter where you're from or how you say it, at Valle Luna, you're always welcome, and we're glad to have you back.
When you get a home loan from Desert Financial, you're not just getting a mortgage. You get a mortgage and up to $5,000 closing cost credit. Click, call, or come in for more information on our great rates, local servicing, and how you can qualify for a closing cost credit of up to $5,000.